Hey, this is Joe Luciano, Realtor with Bentley's. Today I'm going to go over the Topsfield real estate market, a little bit of what it's like living in Topsfield, and whether or not you should consider moving to Topsfield, Massachusetts. Topsfield is a relatively small town on the North Shore of Massachusetts. As of the most recent census, the population of Topsfield is right around 6,500 people, and there's about 2,200 households. With my videos and real estate market breakdowns, I like to first go right into the numbers, and then I'll transition later into what it's like living in Topsfield and whether or not you should consider moving there. I'm gonna leave timestamps in the description below so you can jump around to whichever part you're interested in. Starting off with Topsfield real estate. I like to go over single family homes and then condos separate. Topsfield hardly had any condo sales last year, so I'd put much more weight into the single family sales and the numbers around single families if you're trying to get a better picture of what's going on in the Topsfield real estate market. In 2022, there was a total of 64 single family sales in Topsfield. That's down 14 from 2021. The average sale price of those 64 single family sales was basically unchanged from 2021. Both years were right at just shy of $900,000. The difference between 2021 and 2022 was a less than 0.1% decrease. Though looking at the average sale price per square foot, we did see an over 13% increase in that number, going from roughly $311 in 2021 to $353 in 2022. This is fairly consistent with what we've seen in Essex County as a whole, and where we saw a sharp drop in the number of sales, but prices have been relatively stable, or in a lot of cases actually increased slightly. Now, looking at the condo market, we only saw a total of 5 sales last year, which is down from 11 in the year before. There's so few condos in Topsfield, I can basically just list off the communities and give you a general idea of what you're looking at for condos in Topsfield. You have The Meadows, which is on New Meadows Golf Club. You have Rolling Green, which is right off of Route 1, and that's a 55+ community. You have English Commons, Villages at Great Hill, and then Amberwood Farm, which is a smaller complex and also a 55+ community. Now, these are all kind of similar setups where you have a townhome style, and it's a luxury generally targeted at an older audience, typically like a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, or two full, 2 half bath setup. So there's those communities, but then you every once in a while have a miscellaneous condo where it's just basically a multifamily that was either converted into condos or a single structure where there's like 3 or 4 different condos in the building. So with all of that said, there is condos in Topsfield, but Topsfield is primarily a single family market. So going back to the 5 sales that we did see in Topsfield last year in the condo market, 2 of them were at Rolling Green, 1 was on English Common, 1 was at The Meadows, and 1 was just part of a 4-unit building. No big association or anything like that. Because there was only 5 condo sales, the average sale price per square foot, any of that isn't really too terribly useful. But with that said, the average sale price of the condos was right around like $750,000. A majority of the units that were part of those larger complexes, which are generally either on a golf course or 55+, those generally traded in the mid 800s. That's just a general number. You saw some in the mid 700s. These are with generally speaking, a higher HOA as well, over $500 a month, which hopefully that just gives you an idea on the price point to enter for the condo market in Topsfield for the most part. You'll probably see a cheaper price in the units that are just part of a single building and not a part of a major association like that. Moving now to the current real estate market in Topsfield versus just looking at last year compared to the year before. As of filming this video in mid-February of 2023, there's only been 1 condo sale and 1 single family sale in Topsfield. Compared to this time last year, we had already had 8 single family sales and 1 condo sale again. So it's a much slower start compared to what we saw last year. I think this can be attributed to the really slow market we saw in November and December with the super high rates, hence fewer closings in January. Of what's currently active in Topsfield, there's only 1 single family listing, which is a new construction listing listed at $2.1 million. And then there's 3 condos, 2 of which are part of the same complex, and they are part of like a smaller complex, and 1 of them that's kind of a funkier mixed use setup. Because there's hardly any data, it wouldn't really make sense to compare sales from this year to those last year when there's only been 1 or 2 sales this year for obvious reasons. But zooming out to Essex County as a whole compared to this time last year, we've seen a massive drop in the number of single family sales. But somewhat surprisingly, the average sales prices are up 5% now compared to this time last year for single families, and just shy of 12% for condos. From what I've seen, a lot of people that took breaks or extended breaks from shopping are jumping back into the market, getting ready to look for homes again, as the rates have somewhat come down from their highs last year. Now for some of the highlights in Topsfield. The Topsfield Fair is the oldest agricultural fair in America, dating back to 1818. The fair is held annually in early October and attracts over 400,000 visitors each year. It features a variety of events, including livestock shows, amusement rides, and live entertainment. Then you have the Bradley Palmer State Park. Bradley Palmer State Park is a 721-acre estate in which you can also find the Willowdale Estate. The park features a mansion, formal gardens, and over 20 miles of trails for hiking, horseback riding, and cross-country skiing. Then we have the Ipswich River Wildlife Sanctuary. The Ipswich River Wildlife Sanctuary is a 2,800-acre nature reserve located in Topsfield. The sanctuary features over 12 miles of trails that wind through forest, fields, wetlands, as well as a visitor center, bird blind, and canoe launch. Finally, we have Hood Pond. Hood Pond is a small pond in Topsfield on the Topsfield-Ipswich line. It's a popular spot for fishing, kayaking, canoeing, and there's a small beach there as well. Now, if you're considering moving to Topsfield, here are a few things you should probably know. Topsfield is an affluent community with a relatively high cost of living. Housing costs are particularly high, with the average sale price of last year and the year before being right at $900,000, or right around $900,000. Topsfield is part of the Masconomet Regional School District, which serves the towns of Boxford, Topsfield, and Middleton. Masco is highly regarded, and the district as a whole consistently ranks among the top in the state. Topsfield is located on Route 1 and I-95, making it a very convenient location. Commuting to Boston is possible in Topsfield. You could either take Route 1 all the way down, or you could take 95 to 93 or 95 to Route 1, whatever floats your boat. For those looking to take the train into the city, the nearest commuter rail station is in the neighboring town of Ipswich. If you've enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Helps me out with the algorithm and getting these videos out a little bit further. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I plan to go much deeper into Topsfield itself, and then also deeper into the other towns that make up the North Shore. I post new videos every Friday. Follow me on Instagram at Joe's Homes. All of my links and contact info can be found in the description below. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home in Topsfield or a nearby town, give me a shout. I'm your guy. But until then, thanks so much for watching.